Hey everybody, and welcome back once again to the channel. My name is Chris Orme. This year is Starters Order 6, and where we left off last time was, a few good races, culminating of course in the race for the Triple Crown. We had both Rainbow and Crimson Star, sorry, not Triple Star, Crimson Star going for that Triple Crown, and Crimson Star won all three races. Absolutely fantastic. And yeah, it became a top horse for us. Rainbow, 4-3-2 would be 3-2-1 without Crimson Star, so very nice run as well from the 3-year-old filly. So we got new races for both of those. We've also got Stealthy Lioness, who won her last race, currently the top rated horse, held her 131. And a 5th place for Starboard Princess being boxed in. That was very unfortunate. Tough to watch. And, she did drop from a 132 to a 130. And that is her worst race of all time. So there's a new race of Stealthy Lioness. See if we can get her up to 132. And there's a race here for Starboard Princess, just to see if we can get her back up to where she was. The only other race I could find was for Ethereal Dreamer, who is redeeming herself after 2 really bad performances. 3rd in a grade 3 over a mile 1, 5th in a grade 3 over a mile. We finally dropped her way back down to 7 furlong, despite the fact her stamina bar seems to be way higher than that. She's hit a grade 3 and a grade 2, won both of them, increased her rating a lot. From 104 she dropped down to 102 with those 2 losses, up to 108, 116. We're having some good results with Ethereal Dreamer after such a slow start, and as we can see, we've got a 7 furlong race in grade 1 company, the Triple Bend. So those are our races. I couldn't find a race for Extreme Conviction, Hidden Beauty, Lock Journal and Grand Sahara, our 4 2-year-olds. They all want to run at 7 furlongs. There just aren't enough races, if any, for those horses. So July, I think July, mid-July, is when we start seeing some more 7 furlongs to a miles, which would be nice to just kind of keep pushing those along. We've had a few sort of hiccups along the way. Extreme Conviction, 1 second and a first. Lock Journal got a second in between a pair of wins. 3 wins for Hidden Beauty, 4 for Grand Sahara. I'd really like to test these horses more and more going forward, and make sure they're all graded horses by the end of their 2-year-old season. Hopefully grade 2, if not a grade 1 along the way as well. That's something also I'm looking at in the next few months. I need to get Rainbow a grade 1 win and Ethereal Dreamer a grade 1 win, if that is possible. So we've booked Ethereal Dreamer in that race. We've got Rainbow running in the Belmont Oaks Invitational, which is a grade 1. A little bit of luck, we should see her doing quite well there. I'm really hopeful on this one. So that'll get everyone above 2-year-old into the grade 1 category, which really we need to push all our horses into. So if we can get a few more races for our 2-year-olds over July, August, October, September, that kind of period of the year, I'm going to feel fairly comfortable. Breeding, we got 4 and 7 days. And we are at an auction. So I did want to go to an auction and figure out what was there. Ooh, 1.2 million for Grindy, who's a 5 furlong excitable. That's too short a distance, and I really dislike the excitable trait. So we're staying away from that. And there's nothing else at auction. Sometimes it's worth going to an auction or two. So 25, 26. So Starboard Bow and Cathy College did not breed. So we've got 4 more days. Feminine Fury and Hidden Recipe did. We got 6 days before the next race, and we're at an auction. So we'll see what's at the auction, then we'll jump ahead and go for the next race. So let's see, where's the next sort of Princess Maxine? Why didn't we want to do that? Because she is a low distance and excitable for Nashinda. Yeah, really, there's not a lot here, is there? There's not a lot here in terms of Group 1 winners and high breeding fees and everything else. Let's look at the ratings. Make sure we've done all of those of a good thing. So, there we are. Ella Gorimu, 1 mile 2. She is excitable. Right. But she has got a Group 1 win. If there isn't anything else in Group 1 territory, I guess we're just going to have to breed to her. And I think that's going to be the case. I really don't see too much else out there. So we're going to breed with an excitable horse. And not something that I'm a big fan of doing, because that trait can get passed on, and I don't like horses with that trait. Sergeant Applet. Maybe we'll be in for him. And Retriever over a mile has won 20 Group 1 races. You better believe I want this horse. 20 Group 1s, 2 Group 2s, 3 Group 3s. This is why you go to auctions, because you never know what you can find. This might be a 3.5 to 4 million horse. It is 10, it is towards the end of his career. All the rest of that sort of negativity. Hasn't won in absolute ages. But you look here, 25 out of 71 wins. That's not bad. That's better than the 1 in 3 shots. It's earned 12.5 million over his career. That's not bad. You know, it's on for a lot of money, but those Group 1 wins, it's a mile horse, I think, you know, yeah, why not? Why not? So, we're looking at Retriever, we're looking at Sergeant Ablet along the way. So let's get through these first bunch of horses that we're really not interested in. They're too low rating, or just not looking like they're long enough distance, wrong age, anything like that. So, Sergeant Ablet, where's this horse going to go? This horse is going to go really, really cheap. A mile 4. You know, I think we let that one go. There's just not enough interest, which probably means it's not a good horse. Not every horse that goes for big money is good. Not every good horse goes for big money. But they correlate a lot more often than they don't. So Ablet would be hard pressed to turn into a good horse there, I think. And all these are really poor ratings. And we're just not interested in picking up anything but the absolute cream of the crop. Or at least those we think could be, or maybe have been. Maybe Marchfield would have been a nice one to pick up. You can see here, the Retriever is going between Jones and Weaver. There comes Bush. So there's still a few people in it. It's creeping over to the 3.2. It's just us and Bush, and hey, that's a lot less than I thought it might go for. So 3.25, or just under 3.25, gets us Retriever. It's 122 rated, which means it's tied with Rainbow as our 4th highest rating. It's an old horse, and grade 3 races, grade 1. So its best days are definitely behind it. Its best days are definitely behind it. Great start. It could be a great jumper as well. Look at that. Acceleration speed, pretty decent. It is a miler. And it won in 2020 in the Arcadia Grade 2, which is this season. Last season it won a bunch of Grade 3s. So really, its 20 Group 1 wins came before last season. So as an 8-year-old, it was winning Group 1s consistently. And there we go. It's got high potential. It's probably regressing on that potential. It's deteriorated a bit. But low deteriorated. Good finishing, constitution, decent cruising burst. There's a lot to like about this horse. So for a little over 3 million, 3.2 million, I'm really happy with what we've got. And it seems to be, at its peak, it was about 128, 130 maybe. Let's see, 122, 125. Yeah. It's a shame we couldn't get this horse a few years ago. But Retriever, I don't have any interest in watching Retriever run as a 10-year-old. I don't think an allowance race is going to do much for it. I don't think that Grade 3 is going to do anything for it. We've bought Retriever for one thing only, and that is to go out to stud. So with that in mind, let's send him to the breeding barn. We now have 3 females and 3 males out there. That's something I do like. And yeah, so Retriever is down a little bit in terms of rating now. Let's have a look at these. Let's try and keep the distance. Let's see what we got around the distance. So we've got 3 horses here which might not be great, but we don't know. We've got a Group 3 winner in Kylin. That might be decent. So at this point, I'd say Kylin is my favourite to breed with. There's not much. Let's see, excitable. I don't really want excitables. In fact, if we could find someone, yeah, Jewel of the Year, Group 1 winner, really low rating. Del Mar Oaks. It wasn't as if it was a conditions race or anything like that. So Jewel of the Year. She just might be what we're looking at. Jewel of the Year Retriever. I think that's a good place to start. Retriever. And he fits in with Hidden Recipe and Starboard Bow, who have each got another couple of years maybe before we retire them off. But realistically, that's a really nice sort of really nice horse to possibly breed from and just see what happens. Like, I'd like to breed him at least once with both Peaches and Kitty Kingdom, just to see what he can do and if he can produce any nice colts or fillies from those pairings. So it's taken a little while to get here, but we've got Crimson Star here, who's unbeaten this season. 6 races, 6 wins, 3 million prize money, which is mainly, of course, those Triple Crown races. Those are half of the races he's run and won this year. Previously, he's won 4 out of 5 for about 120,000 in prize funds. Now, at Woodbine in the Queen's Plate Grade 1 1.2, which is a million prize fund. If he can win this, and he is the overwhelming favourite, 6-4, the highest rated horse, The weights are all the same. Only up against one Group 1 winner in Sam's Pride. So I think this could be a very, very nice one. So he's up to 11 to 8 there. Losing a little bit of ground. I don't need to bet. I got 70 million. So in the paddock, everything looks fine there. Marathon has boiled over. Extremely agitated. We're moving well. Sam's Pride, exactly the same as us. Moving well, very fit, primed to go. Crimson Star crossed the board, apart from Careful Mike, who likes Gilded Leader, parading well, lean, ready to go. So, okay, Gilded Leader is pink and diamonds. Sam's Pride is black and red. So those might be the two horses to keep an eye on here to fight over second place. But I don't think, unless things go terribly wrong for us, I don't believe that we would be in danger of losing this race. So you can see there just inside us is well, on the outside here is Gilded Leader. Sam's Pride just inside. And as we come into towards the front here, you see Gilded Leader does take the lead here. Marathon is up into second place early. Probably will burn itself out. Ourselves and Sam's Pride are not in bad position here at all as we turn onto the backstretch. And really we're falling a little bit. We are a closer, so I would have been surprised to see us keep that sort of level all the way throughout the race. But we got clear air in front of us. Now we're on the outside, we're towards the back. You know, this field is sort of coalescing a little bit. We're all in one big pack. 5 furlongs, and Crimson Star seems to be making a little bit of a charge there past Sam's Pride. Now coming up onto the shoulder of Marathon as we start this long final turn. Within 3 furlongs, we seem to be getting into good position. And this just might be Crimson Star and the jockey knowing we're a better horse than the rest of this field. So it's a little bit of a chance to go a wee bit earlier. You can see their Sky Terrace coming back on the inside. Gilded Leader still holding that lead. Marathon not doing too badly for a horse that's boiled over. And Sam's Pride might want to make a late run, but here we go in the final furlong. Here goes Sky Terrace. Crimson Star right there with him. Half a furlong, 0.4, 0.3, 0.2. Oh my god. Unbeaten record this season gone to Sky Terrace. They kicked on at the perfect time and just almost neck and neck going sort of from a furlong out, and 40 to 1 just beats my 3 to 1 favourite that's off the back. I mean, we struggled for pace. It was a promising run. I mean, why did we struggle for pace? It appeared to suit well enough. The trip appeared to suit well. Are we moving up to a mile 3? Is that the move we need to make there? I don't know. There wasn't really much there that looked like we should go up in terms of distance. I mean, the stamina bar does say that we could go longer, and you know, a mile 4 didn't seem to phase us. A mile 1 we stay further. Mile 2 was ideal. This time it didn't seem ideal, so maybe a mile 3 to a mile 4 we need to start booking Crimson Star into races. Still, that's not a bad run, and not the result we wanted, but hey, over and over again, We have faced adversity at times, and very rarely do we sort of crumble underneath it. I'm still very proud of my horses and the way they've run so far. So we got 4 more races. We're heading off to Belmont for the Oaks Invitational. That's with Rainbow. So let's see if Rainbow can get a nice win under her belt to go back to winning ways. And basically 4, 3, 2, 1 is next in that sequence. So our last 3 races have all been in the money. Now let's see if this one is in the big money. There we go. And Caliente and Rainbow up the top. Rainbow falling a lot there. Okay, top rated. Everyone's on the same weight. Northgate River and Caliente have those red triangles. So keen and slightly agitated. I don't like that combination. Sweating badly and agitated. We're just fit. But we do have 2 people backing us. I mean, so we're looking at a time here around 2.7 would be a good time. So we'll see not only if we run well, but what our time ends up as. To see, is this actually a good field that's probably a little bit better than expected? Is that why we've fallen? Is it because we weren't parading well? I'm not sure. So the light yellow there on Encaliente, a little bit of a checker to it. That might be the main horse to really worry about. But we did fall down that board, so let's make no bones about it. I don't know exactly where we're going to end up. So out to the front here, Dancing Tara, Gay Fame in second. Last song, Zips Baby Zip, Fly Bobboletta, Nautical Southern Flu. Then back to Encaliente. Rainbow's in that mix as well. Argentia and Northgate River at the back of the pack. So Encaliente looks to be a closer, falling way down the field. Rainbow is up to almost middle of the pack right now. And I don't know, like after that last race being heavily favorited and tipped to win, and you know, seeing Starboard Princess come in 5th in similar circumstances. I mean, at least Crimson Star fought at the line and, you know, wasn't far off. I'm not really sure where Rainbow's going to come in this. And that fall down the betting card, I mean, I don't know what that indicates. Is it just the fact that she didn't look good in the paddock, or is she outclassed in this field? Does she maybe want to go for more distance or less distance? We're going to find out. We're going to see if Rainbow can do anything here. Rainbow and En Caliente, 2.5 furlongs out now. They need to start making their moves as we come off this turn. We should see their names fly up the board if they're going to be a force. Rainbow is coming up. Here goes Zips Baby Zip in second place, but Dancing Tara really pushing now inside a furlong. Here comes Rainbow. En Caliente's done nothing. Half a furlong out. Rainbow is going to take this race with a late surge towards the line. And I don't understand that betting board pre-race, but I'm really glad that Rainbow picks up a really, really nice win here. An excellent race as a closer, finishing with a little bit of clear air in between. I'm happy with that. So that's definitely the right distance for Rainbow. That does give me a little bit of a joy to see that. So back to winning ways. 4th, 3rd, 2nd, 1st. Back in the prize money. That rating keeps going up. Only slightly, but it keeps going up. She's never sort of stopped on her rating, which is always a good thing, in my opinion. So yeah, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. We got a pair now at Santa Anita on the 12th. Stealthy Lioness and Ethereal Dreamer are up next. So these are the two horses that were overshadowed slightly. Ethereal Dreamer at the start of the season, overshadowed by every horse due to a poor record. Stealthy Lioness has always been in the shadow of Starboard Princess, but due to that now she's got more wins, she's unbeaten this season, she's a higher rating. There's a little bit about Stealthy Lioness which really is starting to shine through after Starboard Princess stumbled in her last race. And after today we'll see what Hidden Recipe can do. So let's skip through races. Ethereal Dreamer, grade 1 win. Lowest weight, of course, being a female horse in this field. Second highest rated behind Evolving Tactics. And we are comfortable favourites at the moment. And that doesn't really change, so that's okay. Very agitated and sweating for Tiger Dream. The tipsters, 4 are going for Ethereal Dreamer, 1's going for Tipsy Indian. So what is Tipsy Indian like? Oh, Tipsy Indian's actually the highest rated, my bad. Okay, so the black, the blue, and of course Ethereal Dreamer in white. Those should be our top 3 horses in this race if everything goes the way people think it will. And yeah, so this should be an interesting one. So we see there Evolving Tactics side by side with Tipsy Indian and Ethereal Dreamer. The 3 of us are behind Outer Wood, who's taken the lead here. And this should be a nice battle of 3 horses which seem to want to run the same way. Now we're on the inside, which should help with the bend. But it's also a lot easier to get boxed in, so I'm not a big fan of that. I'd prefer to be where Evolving Tactics is here on the outside. We're coming out to 3 furlongs. Illusion's making a run from the back of the pack here. Pick of the Valley, maybe a force. Moving out to the outside now. Tiger Dream at the back. We've got a bit ahead of us. We're up into second here. As the rail disappears, we come back onto the rail, 1.5 furlongs out. We turn into the straight. Here's the home stretch. And Ethereal Dreamer is making a play for this here, but Tipsy Indian is going to fight to the line. Who's got what it takes? The rest of the pack are not far behind at all, and Ethereal Dreamer holds them off. Tipsy Indian in second. That was a good battle for that line. I think Outerwood came third, but Evolving Tactics short head behind. Short head for Illusion. Pick of the Valley wasn't too far away, 4.5 lengths back. That's not bad for a 6th place horse. Tiger Dream, just reluctant to load, never a factor. Blew up in the paddock, so that was a non-issue, but I think that was a really competitive race against some nice horses. And Ethereal Dreamer comes out on top to win the Triple Bend Grade 1 race. So I'm absolutely delighted to see that. So we've got another Grade 1. I think both are 3 and aboves that did not have a Grade 1 win now have them. Both Rainbowed and in that last race there, Ethereal Dreamer, both of them pick up that Grade 1 win. So not great with Crimson Star, but last video he was the star of the show. Stealthy Lioness has a little something to prove here. Can she move up? She's got the blue triangle next to her. Very calm, lean and ready to go. I quite like that. To them Panoramic though by the Maths Master. Currently at 10-1. Panoramic is a decent horse. I don't know why they be picked, but okay. So Orange and yellow might be the two due to rating and panoramic being picked up. So yeah, we'll jump into this and see if Stealthy Lioness can continue our winning ways and our impressive races. So she's nearest to the camera here, number 9. That's a decent little start, out early. Let's see, after a furlong or so, where everybody sort of ends up here. Crystal Springs did well to get off to a good start, no sort of falling back towards the pack. Rolios coming up now, taking second place off Crystal Springs. Poetic Lord out in front. Stealthy Lioness, Sportscaster and Rockslide all seem to be in prime position here as we're coasting round to this first turn. And then at the back, they're all together, Panoramic, Seema Lad and Kingmaker. So Panoramic and Kingmaker there, two right at the back, looking to be closers. Stealthy Lioness is in good position here, not great position, but good position as we turn here now onto this back stretch. And you can see, just coming up to 5 furlongs, a couple of horses, Sportscaster and Rockslide especially, now starting to make their move to try and get into position. Stealthy Lioness might need to go to the outside here. No, don't just run into that blind alley. Why would the jockey do that? Oh, find space, please. 3 furlongs out. We need to find space and we need to go. Everyone else is going. Our jockey is not finding any space to make a move. 2.5 furlongs out. Down to 2. Oh, these 5 horses behind Poetic Lord. Stealthy Lioness finally has room on the inside. 1.5 furlongs. And here comes Panoramic. Panoramic coming up. Kingmaker coming up. They're going to battle through the field. And they're going to take it. I mean, Stealthy Lioness had no chance the way it was being ridden into the back of other horses. For me, that's poor jockey work, and that's led us into a 4th place, maybe even 5th place finish. And in our final sort of season, racing our big 2 horses, we get absolutely poor results. A 5th place for Starboard Princess, a 4th now for Stealthy Lioness. And twice we've just been rid in poor positions. And I really dislike that. I really dislike that. The jockey should have made an early move to the outside, get clear air. Instead, it ran into a pocket where it had a horse on the left, the right, one in front, and also one in front on both the left and right side anyway. So it couldn't even, if that horse in front of it had moved side to side, there was nowhere for that horse to go. So twice now we've seen Stealthy Lioness and Starboard Princess in different races lose 2 rating points due to poor jockey handling. So I'm mad about that. No! Like, we deserve better than that. We really, really do. So Hidden Recipe has managed to breed. We've got an auction as well. So Hidden Recipe, I don't think it really matters who we go with at this stage. All the horses that we can probably breed now are going to be sold. So we're just going to go for the most expensive. Doesn't matter what else is there. We're going to get the highest breeding fee horses and just see if there's anything there we can breed from. So Red Sugar has just won a grade 3, first time in its career. 4-year-old, excitable, mile. Only 1 in 4 winning record, 2 out of 2 this season. It's been run kind of off distance quite a bit. I don't feel the need to take a risk there. Anything later on? Secret World. It's 5 furlongs, so that'll be a no. Yeah, that'll be a no. Blonde Away, a mile 3 is the right distance. We might take a look there. No reserve set. And 1 1/4 set for Wedding Toast. Good distance. She is excitable, so no. Blonde Away is the only one that we really want. It's the only one we really want. There we are. Push the price up over 2 million at least. Maybe that takes one trainer out of a bid for Blonde Away. I'm not sure if the game works that way, but just bid someone up and let them sort of take a horse we don't want, which might give us a better chance at a horse we do. 100,000 to 400 to 600, 7 to 8 to 9. There's 1 million. And we're just going to jump up a little bit in the bidding. And we're going to take Blonde Away and see that she's got absolutely zero potential. Absolutely zero potential. We got better options. We'll have better options coming through from our current yearling crop. There's a lot of them. So there's no point in getting a horse like Blonde Away and keeping her or breeding from her. So we'll just take a little bit of hit on the money. We'll make it back later on. So Jewel of the Year and Retriever have bred at the first time of asking. Let's get Retriever breeding with the next horse in our list, which is Gold Oxide. That could produce a nice miler. And we'll jump straight into our final race of the video here. Starboard Princess. Same weight, highest rating. Point to prove after that last race as well. Couple of slightly agitated horses in there. We're moving well. And nobody's picked us for this. Okay. La Kurmalal with a Passion and Bay. So, are we going to fall off that top spot? No. I don't know. I just don't know what's going on with our top two horses. I've never had a horse sort of fall off this dramatically. And I know it was poor jockey work and the rest of that sort of argument, but yeah, things just aren't going our way currently. So we got 9 furlongs here, and Brass is at the back. Sorry, La Curumental is right by Starboard Princess. Maramba's on the inside, and with a Passion as well here. Desert Ease is chasing down Bay, so we know that 2 of these horses on screen currently are big threats. We've got the one sort of dipping in and out of view just behind us, and of course the leader right now. But we're 5 furlongs out, coming on to this back stretch now. I'm not really sure. There's not too many horses in this race, so I don't believe Starboard Princess could easily get blocked off like in her previous. But I'm starting to think, is it worth finishing out this season? Or should we get Starboard Princess and Stealthy Lioness into that breeding barn now? Because these poor races and the poor ratings and everything else are not going to help them. So can Starboard Princess, as she charges here ahead of a chasing field, as we come round this final bend onto the home stretch, can she pick up a win? Can she get her rating back up to where it was? Can she really do what needs to be done? And the answer seems to be yes in this race. Starboard Princess pushes out easily, hand in the air, celebration. So maybe that 5th place after being boxed off was nothing more than a blip. A 3-length win. Okay. Okay, so that's her back up to 132. I'm very happy about that. I'm very happy to see her back up to 132. But Lioness has now fallen down to 129. So if Lioness can win her next race, we keep them out of the breeding barn. Otherwise, I think it might be time to send them in. We're also coming into the sort of section of the season where we should be able to find races for our 4 2-year-olds to race at about a mile or 7 furlongs, depending. But we got our 5 Group 1 winners. It's not been the easiest this season. I mean, Rainbow, has had a good season outside of the Triple Crown races, beaten by Crimson Star, who then gives up a win. A close fought race, but gives up a win. Maybe we need to look at distance there. Stealthy Lioness needs to prove herself once again. Ethereal Dreamer, after a bad start, is sort of pushing out. So it's a good group of horses. I think there's still a few questions over a couple of horses. How do we run them? Why? When? And should they go into the breeding barn? But really, that's a question for another day. This video has gone on long enough, so we will be back soon enough. I hope you join us here at Rascalicious Farm to see what's going to happen. Make your predictions below, guys. Who is going to be the better horse in the breeding barn? Is Crimson Star going to sort of keep pushing and get, to a 135 or maybe even the 140 rating? Is that a possibility, do you think? Which is our best horse coming through? And also, in the breeding barn, how much do you rate Retriever? Did I pay too much? I'd like to hear people's opinions, whether you know about horse racing or not, know about the game or not. Please just leave a comment giving your opinion on any of these matters or anything else. Because I really do like to bounce ideas off people and hear other people's ideas of how things should be done. It just helps me sort of think through the entire process better. So I'm away to book some more races, get things set up for our next video. Should be down in the next sort of 3 or 4 days, I'd say at the most, depending how real life sort of gets crazy or not. Until then, I've been Chris Orme. I thank you very much for coming and watching these videos. I'm having fun with them. I hope you are too. Subscribe, click that like button, check out my other series. I've got a RimWorld one up and a Football Manager one up. Go watch those, share the videos with your friends, all that sort of stuff. And more importantly than all of that combined, come back next time and see how we get on. Until then though, guys, take care of yourselves.